Recording in progress.
Hello, everybody. My name is Al Mina. I have something that I would like to share with you pertaining to a case that I was a participant in. But before I go ahead and talk about it, I would like to share this very compelling video that I came across online. You know, many years ago, growing up, there wasn't really a medium like the social media platform that was available in the past, where we can exchange information and learn off of each other. So I'm glad that you're giving me the opportunity to be able to um, basically state my case and have you all decide regarding uh, my position. But with this said, I'm going to show you a video first, and then I'll talk about my um, my case that took place a few years ago.
You there, second desk, blue jacket. What is your name?
My name is Alexis.
Alexis, please leave my lecture room. I don't want to see you at one of my lectures ever again.
I don't understand.
I am not going to ask a second time. Thank you. Why are there laws? What are laws for? Anyone? Social order?
To protect the person's personal rights. So that you can rely on the government?
Justice? Thank you. Tell me, was I unfair to your classmate just now? Indeed I was. So, why didn't any of you protest? Why didn't any of you try and stop me? Why did you want to prevent this injustice? You see, what you have just learnt, you wouldn't have understood in 1,000 hours of lectures unless you lived it. You didn't say anything because you weren't affected yourself. And this attitude speaks against you and against life. You think it doesn't concern you, so it's none of your business. Well, I'm here to say, if you don't help bring about justice, then one day you too may experience injustice, and there will be nobody there to stand before you. Truth and justice lives through us all, and we must fight for it. Because in life and work, we often live next to each other, but not with each other. We console ourselves that the problems of others are nothing to do with us, none of our business. And we go home glad at night that we're spared, but it's about standing up for each other. Every day an injustice happens in business, sport, or on the tram. Relying on someone else to take care of it is not good enough. It is our duty to be there for others, to speak up for others when they cannot. I am here to teach you the power of your voice. I want you to learn critical thinking to empower you to stand up for what is right, even if it means going against what everyone else is doing. Let's begin.
So, I lived it. Lived the story. I've lived the experience. I've also lived what it's like when people just basically want you to suffer and be oppressed and justice denied. My name is Aldous Mina. I was a community volunteer in Virginia when I was a teenager and joined the U.S. Peace Corps after graduating from college, and as well as worked as a former civil servant in the government. With this said, I'm also a survivor of institutional racism, workplace hostility, and discrimination during the year I was employed at HUD. The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development denied me the right to work due to the color of my skin and an ethnic background. I'm sharing my story with you not to attack, destabilize, or espouse a blanket statement towards a group of people. America is a diverse society, always was, and will always be. I decided to go public with my case to explore ways institutional racism and workplace discrimination can be reviewed, assessed, and properly mitigated so others won't have to go through the pain, hardship, and humiliation that I had to go through regardless of race, ethnicity, gender, national origin, religion, etc. While I understand racism is a sensitive subject that could trigger an adverse response, heightened emotions, or even animosity among people, I believe that sharing the fundamental truth regarding its devastating effect on a person or group of people justify my cause to impart this 12-year ongoing case with America. And perhaps the world can learn from my story as well. As a son of immigrants, I realized that I am embarking on an uphill battle early on in my youth, pre-adolescence, and even within my professional adult life in America. Little did I know that many of the sources of my struggles and setbacks will come from the institutions that were supposed to protect my civil rights as a citizen. My case emerged the first week I started work and ended the day I was escorted off the premises by the security officer at the branch office of HUD in downtown Washington, D.C. My coworkers saw me as if I was a criminal being apprehended by authorities, all of which was due to the way I look and color of my skin. The treatment alone not only inflicted harm in my reputation, but also manifested a traumatic and recurring memory that I still carry today. With this said, I requested assistance from HUD EEOC, which blamed me for the bureaucracy that they had imposed on me. I later requested assistance for a formal review of my case from the main Equal Employment Opportunity Office outside of HUD and was brushed off for not meeting the deadline that was imposed by the bureaucratic process at HUD. I can only imagine if the Supreme Court would actually listen to my story. Would they hear and provide justice? The same institutions that I thought would protect my rights as a worker denied me of the due process and justice promised to all Americans regardless of race, ethnicity, religion, sex, national origin, gender, etc. After exhausting all my resources in the bureaucracy of the federal government system, I decided to reach out to the White House under the Obama-Biden administration. I received an online message stating that they were aware of my case and that they have forwarded my concerns to the appropriate agency. That was back in 2016. I again requested assistance from the Biden-Harris administration when they took office in 2021, and I received a letter with the same information to that of the 2016 Obama-Biden White House. As I listened to Mr. Biden campaign previously and today's narrative from the Harris campaign, who claimed that they championed the rights of minorities, I feel that my ongoing case of 12 plus years was not of importance to the Democratic-led White House. With this said, when an African American was wrongly treated, the White House led by the Obama-Biden administration summoned everyone involved and retreated to a beer summit at the White House. I was told the Democrat Party is the party of the oppressed, marginalized, and taken advantage of minorities. When will the Democrat-led White House provide assistance to all minorities and those populations that are owed justice regardless of race? When is aid, relief, and justice going to be provided by the White House in my case? I have shared my case to the Obama-Biden White House as well as the Biden-Harris administration, and it is now an election year. This year will determine the future of all Americans regardless of race. Will they stand with those oppressed, marginalized, and denied justice, or will they continue to ignore their voices? I will leave you with this compelling video for you to decide if my case warrants review, justice, and attention for our society to reflect on. I will also share at the bottom description of this video the link to my case. My case had been basically wiped under the rug and ignored, and as a third-class citizen who's been marginalized in America, I would like for everyone to reflect on my story, just the same way everyone in this country would go through our history books and reflect on the flight and history of those oppressed, marginalized, discriminated against, attacked, and ignored because they are voiceless, powerless, and are deemed not a part of the American fabric. This said, my name is Aldous Mina. Thank you for your listening ear.
Recording stopped.